Find out why Critical Role Campaign 4 is using D&D, and how they may have just played Wizards of the Coast.
I'm sorry, guys. They got played.
Before we break down why Critical Role's cast picked D&D over Daggerheart, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help us keep videos like this one coming. And then, let's talk about Critical Role's big decision.
All 8 founders will be returning for Campaign 4, which will still be nerdy-ass voice actors playing Dungeons & Dragons.
When Critical Role revealed they would be using Dungeons & Dragons 2024 rule set over their own in-house Daggerheart system for Campaign 4, a lot of fans were shocked. After all, why go through the trouble of creating your own TTRPG system, and one that was selling out left and right and doing better than anyone could have imagined right out of the gate, and then just go back to Dungeons & Dragons for Campaign 4? But the more you dig into the decision, the more it not only makes sense, but the more it seems like Critical Role may have found the perfect way to play Wizards of the Coast. First off, while D&D 2024 may be struggling to get traction with fans who still seem hesitant to leave the old 2014 5th edition rules behind, D&D is still by far the biggest, most broadly appealing TTRPG out there. So by making Campaign 4 use the 2024 D&D rule set, not only are they appealing to the widest variety of players, but importantly, they could become the key factor in driving the success of the 2024 version of D&D, much like they helped push the 2014 version to new heights. But this time, they are in a far, far better place to profit off Wizards of the Coast in the process. With a brand new world using all original IP this time around, and with the disaster of the OGL debacle basically forcing D&D to release the 2024 rule set into the Creative Commons, Critical Role is no longer stuck in the same place they were back in the first 3 campaigns, where any books they released had to be in partnership with D&D and Wizards of the Coast, and with those companies taking a chunk of their profits. And with 2 of the key architects of D&D 2024 now working directly for them, with Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins both being mentioned as helping Brennan work on Campaign 4, and with Brennan himself, who has a ton of homebrew experience, having mentioned that there would be a lot of new subclasses, spells, items, and equipment homebrewed for this campaign, they are basically setting themselves up to release D&D 2024 sourcebooks under the Creative Commons licensing, where they wouldn't have to share the proceeds with Wizards at all, just give them some attribution in the credits. And in fact, given how badly Wizards of the Coast is struggling with creating quality D&D content lately, especially for D&D 2024, and how much they have reached out to third-party publishers to try and fill that gap, Wizards would basically be forced to pay Critical Role to try and get their custom 2024 campaign content onto D&D Beyond. So not only would Critical Role make the money off of the direct sales of these potential source books, but they would basically be holding one of the hottest new 2024 D&D properties hostage until Wizards of the Coast decided to pay them to get it onto their own platform as well. So Critical Role would maintain control of their own IP, and they have the perfect staff in place to churn out those new subclasses, weapons, spells, feats, and more on a regular basis to fill multiple source books if they want. And every time they release one of those books, they would not only get their direct sales, but D&D and Wizards would come running to try and pay them to get all those books and all that new 2024 D&D content up on D&D Beyond. They would basically get to double dip on profits at Wizards of the Coast expense, and they're set up to make that a recurring situation for all of Campaign 4. And as for Daggerheart, it's currently selling at a phenomenal rate, and they clearly intend to put out more weekly content given this new Westmarch's structure to the main campaign, and they've made it clear that a lot of that new content will be Daggerheart. When you only have like 2 to 3 of the core cast members at the main table per week, suddenly the rest of them are freed up to have a lot more time to work on things like Age of Umbra Campaign 2, or other brand new Daggerheart content during the rest of the week. So we fully expect that they will continue to support Daggerheart with content basically every single month, and they're already doing some huge collabs with other big actual plays like Legends of Evantris and Dungeons and Daddies, and we think with all that headed our way for Daggerheart, that TTRPG is going to do just fine even without being the system used in Campaign 4. So what do you think? Was this a genius business decision by Critical Role, or a missed opportunity to cement Daggerheart in the TTRPG scene? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.